All right, we're live. We're live. Let's see if I can save it. That's live stream on now. There. All right, so I got that night battery talk live stream link shared out to Twitter. We'll see who shows up or not. I just did a premiere of an old video I had from, let's see, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August 2017 on a Optima Yell Top battery I had. So I uploaded that. But yeah, I'm just here. It's supposed to get down about freezing, and that's never fun. Got my little kerosene light here, doing this little kerosene heating deal. And yeah, I still got to organize a bunch of stuff, as you can see. I get tired, I get tired and bored, and I just fall asleep. Maybe it's a low oxygen level in here or something. That could be it. Like my pajamas, got too little close to a stove and burn a hole in the leg here. That's what that's all about. So yeah, I was doing a late night battery talk. We can talk about any batteries you want. Uh, there you are. Hey, how's it going there, John? Off grid, Treon Soldier, Solar, and oh, there we got Country Living Adventures. Yeah. Yeah. Boredom's a killer. It's getting down to about 33. They say down here. I live in Eastern Washington. It's going to get down to 33 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's just a computer estimate. It might be a little bit more or less. Yeah, boredom will make you crazy if you let it. So it's good to not be bored. So what do y'all want to talk about? Oh, cool. You got two batteries. Did you get a lead acid 12 volt or what kind? 55 degrees weather. That's all right. I could live with that. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like you can only get a couple different kinds of batteries nowadays in the shops. Lead acid or lithium or the alkaline double A's and like that. But yeah, this whole lockdown, it's really hard for people that like to be social. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, I went to subscribe to Country Living there. I went to subscribe to it. I was already subscribed to it, so I hit the bell icon. Now I'm extra subscribed now. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense then. Yeah. Well, it's kind of a deal like that where word of mouth, and that's pretty pretty close word of mouth there, being all related and stuff. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You have those nickel cadmium batteries. That's a kind of a small club right there. A small club of people that got those. So, but I've played with all kinds of batteries and stuff, and I don't have any favorites. I try to understand them all. Yeah, get it. I think they're going to do a little bit of rationing on stuff. I'm sure because they're already doing it with certain items, and with the workforce being down and out, uh, just plain old things, even like batteries and stuff, they probably won't be made as much as they did in the past. A lot of a lot of batteries, a lot of lead acid batteries, they get recycled over just down across the border to Mexico. There's a big old city and recycling battery plant there. I think they they smelt the lead and purify it, and then they have a battery assembly plant down there, Johnson Controls, just across the border down there in Mexico. So yeah, um, looking at some KOH. Yeah, I've bought KOH online. Yeah, you bought seeds and trying to find chickens for eggs and meat. You know what? I would go on Craigslist looking for chickens. That's where I would do it. Now I put an order in for some silky chicken eggs, and they were backed up 2 weeks. Um, I'm gonna try to get some silky chickens hatched out. I bought a little hatcher machine, a little incubator. It's supposed to rotate them, and you just plug it in and pop the eggs in, and a little bit of water in there for moisture, and it's supposed to brew them right up. And then I got a chickling warmer device, and then I got it. I have an old dog kennel. I'm going to repurpose that as a chicken run. But if I can't, if those chicken eggs aren't guaranteed, I'm getting them through the mail. They're not guaranteed. If they don't work, I'll have to go on Craigslist, I guess. I got some farmer friends too. I can probably get some chickens from. But having chickens that lay eggs, that's a couple meals a week at least. Maybe even more if you have. The more chickens you have, the more eggs you can eat. You won't starve quite so easily. And eggs are worth money. People buy those, especially with the markets and stuff being so cleaned out. Having a source of uh, home raised eggs, that's a little bit of income. That's some gas money at least. But but yeah, chickens, I guess traditionally when they stop laying, they then traditionally they would be called the stew chicken, and they'd cook them up because that was the end of the cycle. So yeah, a lot of people do that. They have the egg laying chickens, and they eventually cook them. And then some people just have the meat chickens, which are, they're bred to put on a bunch of meat. And if you don't cook them up, they don't have a very good life. They're so meat heavy they can't even hardly walk around. So they're just one and done kind of chickens. But yeah, then there's meat and egg chickens, which is a balance of the two. Of course, well, I don't know anything about chickens. Yeah, I like scrambled eggs and I like boiled eggs. Those are my favorite ways of eating eggs. Uh, but yeah, here I put a petition in to get chickens allowed here in my town, and they passed it, but they don't allow roosters. So that's a half-ass pass as far as I'm concerned because you need roosters. So maybe they can amend that too, because without the roosters, you can't get. You're going to be out of chickens. That's part of the process there. You know, your initial chickens will wear out, and you need some new ones, and that's what the rooster helps out for. But I guess they don't like the noise. But you know what? I live right next to a big old train loading grain station, and that makes a heck of a lot of noise. So they didn't ban that. But there's just these stodgy old folks that think that people don't like roosters, but they do like roosters. That's part of the appeal of living out here in the boonies. So, and I work nights anyway, so I'm the one that would suffer the most. But okay, 6 hens and one rooster there. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm not as entertaining as that quality entertainment, but I have my moments once in a while. Yeah, I decided because yeah, well, I went back to work. I was on 2 weeks self quarantine. I was really sick. I had at least pneumonia for 4.5 days. It might have been the big one, the bug going around. I didn't get tested, but I felt like it could have been. So I didn't want to spread that around. So I took the 2 week quarantine, and I'm such a workaholic. I had some paid leave uh, saved up and used out, but now I'm back working, and it's like working in a ghost town. There's just the essential personnel, and that's it. All the big wigs and the higher ups, they're working from home. I do blue collar labor, so there's no working from home for me. But I can do YouTube from home, so I'm going to try to transition into that. As you can see, my studio needs some work here. I need to get a launch on that, but it's kind of a test thing. And anybody with a YouTube channel, including you folks, you guys could do that too with the right equipment and stuff, and do live streams and get big. That's what I've heard anyway. So I better get going on that because that's a lot of commitment. Yeah, yeah. It's you know one thing about these live streams, at least you can interact a little bit with the show. If it's just a canned show, a regular old cable or Netflix or something like that, it's a canned deal. You just watch it passively, but you can kind of little bit of interaction going on with a live stream. But yeah, yeah. So I ordered these eggs, and I don't know if they're going to be roosters or chickens. They could all be roosters. Six roosters and one hen, or something. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'm you don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Literally that's an old saying. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, batteries. Well, I think the longest lasting lead acid battery I've had is a system is maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years, and then finally it went bad. So seems like the bigger the system, the longer they last. If you have them all strung up, but yeah, lead acid battery. That's how you start learning how it all works, and then you learn the cost of it, having to, every 4 or 5 years at least having to switch everything out. You start learning the price of it, and you start looking for other solutions. But yeah, yeah. Oh, so Hulu has some YouTube channels on there, and Amazon Prime shows some YouTubers. Oh wow, I didn't know Amazon Prime did that. I got an Amazon Prime account from when I had a student membership for I was finishing up my university stuff. Finally got done with that. It's not helping me right now to get a good job though with this situation going on. I was going to test out to join the police force, but I got so sick I had to cancel the exam. That was just a few weeks ago. So hopefully the next time the exam, but now there's a hiring freeze on because of the economy. So hopefully when the stars align again, I'll be set. Um, yeah, let's see, as far as far as getting those Edisons up and stuff, I'll tell you, it's hard. It's hard for me to just work exclusively on that. Everywhere I look in this crappy old house, there's something to do. It's like no escape, and it all uses up my time. And the weekend for me is only 2 days, and that goes by so quick that. So it'll be a long while before I get those Edisons up and going. Right now, I'm running off of lead acid batteries, powering my LED light there that you see me from, and my little laptop. And but I still have my kerosene lantern going for a little bit of heat, so I'm still kind of roughing it a little bit, you know. But yeah, I've got so many NiCads and nickel irons. It used to be I didn't have hardly any. Now I got too many, and they all require TLC, 10 or 11 care. It's like having I don't know, like too many pets or something, and they all need care, and I'm overwhelmed. It's kind of a good problem to have, but but yeah, the wow, you redid 3 Edisons. I hope they okay. Yeah, I'll check out that Amazon Prime, the off grid stuff. I watch a lot of that Prepper Nurse One. He has a pretty good. See, I learned a lot of YouTube techniques off of that dude. He has what he does is he has his he has his upload. He has one or two uploads. It's just him walking around and talking and stuff, and then he does a live stream towards the end of the day and doing that 1-2 combination. That's what I'm trying to do. See if any if you can't beat it, join it. That kind of system. But we'll see how that works. I mean, I have I got to I have limited time and resources. So if things don't work out too well or they take too long to work out, I might have to adjust. Um, yeah, yeah, Coma and Lantern. I've heard those are good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the S and NiCads I was working on, they're hanging out at 11.1 volts, and I think I might need to add another one to the string so it gets up to at least 12. And it's they came with the original electrolyte in them, and that probably needs replacing and all. But I'm working with what I got using the least amount of invasive reconditioning and things. Just seeing what I can do with what I have, because it's like building a bridge. It doesn't work unless it's completely built. Having half a bridge isn't going to help you. So doing that with these Edisons, you want to have a set amount of time and resources, and pretty much maybe do one at a time, or do have a weekend devoted to getting them set up. And you got to mix the electrolyte. You got to, there's a lot to it. Obviously, you know about that, huh? Huh, it says there's a message retracted. I wonder if the YouTube thing is cutting, snipping off messages. It does that. There, there's a computer critter behind all this stuff, and if it doesn't like something, it cuts it off. I wonder if that's what's going on. This is actually the first live stream I've had where there's more than me and another person, and now we have two people interacting, and I'm a little stumped as far as how the whole deal works. I don't even have any trolls to complain about, that make funny things and mess up the deal. I don't even have a troll. That's how small I am. Oh, okay. You removed the message. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I know these. I know there's a computer artificial intelligence going on, and it's probably looking at me saying, "Man, why doesn't this guy clean his room up?" But I don't know. I look at my own videos. I'm like, how could somebody that doesn't know how to clean their room say anything good? Well, that's a good question. But yeah, no, I get depressed. Like I just I look around. I'm like, man, there's so much to do. I'll just go to sleep. I did a live stream the other day, and that's what happened. I was like, because usually I want some music or something playing when I'm doing some work, just how I'm wired. And I can't have music playing when I'm live streaming because the YouTube computer will decide to say no, no, no. So what else you got here? Yeah, those Edison batteries. It's a travesty because it's hard to get a hold of them, so you don't want to muck them up. And I tell people before you even get too serious, do a lot of reading and studying because it's a pain in the butt to read and study, but it's a more bigger pain in the butt to make a mistake you can't recover from. So, but yeah, I'd say uh, those Edison, the nickel cadmium and the nickel iron. Some people say they'll recover with the new electrolyte, and some people say they won't. And so I don't know if it's the people or the batteries that are screwed up. So the only way to tell is spend a bunch of money and try it, in a lot of ways. And your mileage may vary. Oh, I'm down to earth, yeah, because I've suffered quite a bit. I got my balloons popped all over the place. I'm not pie in the sky. I'm down to earth because I got a face plant falling from the heights. I used to be on top of the world, and that was a long time ago. Now I'm down on in the dirt, which is fine. But I grew up poor. I had poor family that raised me and rich relatives that had me during summer vacation. So I got a taste of both ends of the ruler there. But I'll tell you, there's nothing. Poor people are generous and rich people are stingy. That's what I found out. Um, yeah, yeah, lighting's a big problem for me too. Like I have this big old. Well, look how bright that is. This is run. This is a Energizer work light I bought on sale. It runs off of 4 AA's, and these are Energizer rechargeable. And I recharge these off of the solar. So when these get weak, I recharge them off my solar home battery. And then for when it's really bad weather and my home battery doesn't charge all the way and I can't run my house, like my house LED, I'll turn on this portable light and kind of get around like that. I could probably do a video like this, like set this up properly if I was really hard up, and I could do a live stream like this. It's only slightly worse. But yeah, I mean, like, and if this didn't work, I always have a lantern. I could probably do live stream with a lantern. I don't know many YouTubers that do that, but I could, as long as I had some kerosene. So yeah, it's just you get screwed over so many times running out of power. You start a different way, having different backups and things, because you never know. Of course, I can't run a computer off of the kerosene, so that might be hard. But you get the drift. You just gotta make do. But yeah, no, it's kind of rough. I have an old military flashlight too. That thing's really. Oh, here it is. Look at this thing. I had this in that rack. Here, I'll turn off the light here. Look at that. Woo! You could tell some ghost stories. Woo! Spooky, spooky. Yeah, so got different flashlights and stuff. When something goes bad, I pull out another one and keep going. Uh, but I'm a little crazy like that. This runs off of oops. I didn't know they existed, but here's proof they do. These are D cells made by EBL. See that? I got them off of Amazon. Four of them. Then I have an alkaline recharger. So they're rechargeable D cells that can run off the solar system. I use two in this flashlight. It's not LED. It's not very bright. But what I found is the flashlights, the old style, that aren't LEDs. You can have a radio going, and they won't interfere with the broadcast, the reception. These old style lights, they're safe for radios and stuff, because I usually have a radio going. The LED lights, they make the radio get all staticky and screwed up. Okay, what else? Oh, what kind of home do I got? I got one of those home. I guess back in the old days, you could buy a house and the railroad would ship it to you. So my house was built in 1907, but there's no insulation hardly. It's made out of the most shoddy light wood you could believe. It used to be a rental, so the landlords use the cheapest crap to keep it going, to get the rent. It's just it's a bad deal. It's miserable to live here. It's better than living in a vehicle. I've done that. I've lived in a vehicle before. I've lived in a tent before. I've lived in a trailer park before. I've lived in Iraq before. That was interesting. I've done some things, living in some places. So during the winter, this place is like living in a freezer. I have a wood stove, and it's a hell of a thing to keep that going. And so I'm always dressing warm, like these pajamas and things. I'll have 3 or 4 layers of insulation and stuff. I just have a little bit now. It's not too bad in here. I don't know what it's probably maybe 48 in here or so. Well, this home is a 2 bedroom. I don't. It's historical, but it's so historical that if you buy a house like this out in the middle of nowhere, you're gonna live it for your whole life because you won't be able to sell it very good. No one wants to live in a place like this. I have to commute an hour away to find work, and that's 5 days a week. That eats a lot out of your money trying to pay for all that fuel. So yeah, I'm real humble. I didn't like this house at all. My wife at the time, my ex-wife now, she picked it out. It doesn't even have a garage on it. A guy's got to have a garage. Otherwise, when the winter gets bad, you're working in the bad weather. You could get pneumonia and die. You got to have a garage. If the place is gonna have a garage, I have to buy one. It's probably be 20 grand. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. It'd be cheaper to buy a house with a garage almost. Mm. Well, I used to have this place, and then I used to have a trailer near in the place. Oh, that's another story. I used to have a trailer where my job is. I bought it from a student for $1,500, and I sold it for $1. It's a long story, but in a nutshell, I was trying to be nice to people, and they messed me over, and I had to get rid of it pretty fast, and that's it. That was into that. Yeah. Well, if you want an ex-wife, just have a dirty bedroom. It'll happen quick. Trust me. That's a recipe. They, it's kind of sad, but they say that the purpose of marriage is divorce, and I believe it. You can't have one without the other. Easily, anyway. But if you find somebody that wants to stick around through the tough times, that's one thing. I found one that was easy street, and when the street wasn't easy, she was easy to leave and find another street. Too bad those streets are harder, but this is a one-way street here. There's no return to center in this place. Mm-mm. Once you leave, you stay gone. But yeah, well, we did a little bit of battery talk. Oh, here's the okay. I remember why. This is the actual container for that Energizer uh, flashlight. You know, the one I had with the bright LEDs. So it's got two settings. It's got when you first turn on, it's super bright, and you touch it again, it lowers a little bit, save your batteries, and then turns off. But it's great because it's got a hook on it, so you can hook it onto things, and you can drop it, and it'll survive most drops and things. But what's cool when they sold the Energizer company, they sold the flashlight with 4 AA cells. I haven't even used them yet because I've been using my rechargeables. So it's called the Energizer hard case. So the original price was 1984, and then it was a Walmart deal for $13, and I got it for 13. It's been a pretty good light. Uh, yeah. So there you go. It's called the Energizer work light. Energizer hard case professional. I got it at Walmart. I don't know if they still got them, but it kind of looked like that when I bought it. If that helps you. And it was strapped to the cardboard, and then I took it off, and now I got it. Type deal. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Well, the lights they work. Flashlights they work or they don't. And you're saying you saw some fans that had some solar lights or fans that had batteries and solar. Yeah, I haven't seen those, but I know they exist. Anything that runs off a battery, like a little fan or a light or a little radio, you can bet they're gonna do all that. Yeah. Um, what else? I got here an old cell phone that I got for free, but I put an app on it called Color Flashlight, and now this old cell phone that doesn't call anybody anymore has a little LED function on it. It's a little old Samsung with a really nice bright light on it with a free app called Color Flashlight. Now I can see pretty good with it. It's one of my best. It was a free cell phone with a shattered screen, and I put a little app on it, and that's a little flashlight if I need it. See, keep that charged up. So yeah, I try to have different sources of light because when one goes bad, you can pull out another one. And yeah, I think that cell phone. I think the little application, it hijacks the flash for the because usually there's a flash for a photo. I think it hijacks it and turns it on and turns it into a flashlight. I think that's why it's so bright. It's unnaturally bright. It's bright like a flash for a camera. But yeah, well, yeah. I like to buy old technology because you wait a few years and the it goes down in price. Like uh, this is a this is a Google Nexus 7. I got a hold of it with a case on it. I got it so I could do some high resolution camera recordings for YouTube, but turns out they're not that good for that. Yeah, yeah. Box fan's got a big old motor on it. Anything with a big motor uses power. Uh, the bigger the motor, the more the power. Um, but yeah, my home battery bank. I run a little chest freezer on and a little smaller size refrigerator that I got for free. But the motor turns on and then it turns off. It's not constantly running. If you had a fan like that, that'd be all right. But when you leave something constantly running, that's when your battery bank gets gets to hurting a bit because that's a lot of power to be putting out. Yeah, yeah. As far as lights, like these Nexus 7 tablets, they were really expensive when they came out, but that was back in 2005 or something. Now you can get them for like 20-30 bucks sometimes. But there's not a light on those. It's like when they give you something, they always have something wrong with it. So you never have a good perfect product. There's always something janky about it where um, like this little cell phone, it's really small. It's got a good light on it, but it's really small. And now it's kind of out of date. And it wasn't strong enough and the screen broke. So there's something. But this was a pretty good design because it took a little SD card. I take a video of it and put the SD card and upload. That's what these tablets don't have an SD card. It's all internal memory. So if you want to upload, you're gonna take forever. So that's a bad thing. They take good video, but the video it takes forever to upload it because there's no SD card. Oh, yeah. You know what? I don't have a phone plan at all. I got hurt real bad by Verizon. I ended up paying for a 2-year contract and all the taxes and crap. It must have been at least $3,000, and I took that to heart. And now when I make a phone call, I'll use the Google phone, which is free, or I'll use Skype. And I pay $30 a year to Skype to be able to call regular phones with it, and that's all I have. I don't have any phone plans and stuff eating my wallet alive. Yeah, so it's good enough for me. I don't get anybody to call me hardly anyway. I don't have people. I'm not important. You don't need to call me. That's the way I look at it. If I make a call, it's because I got a call and sick to work or some craziness usually. Stuff like that. But um, as far as uploading videos, I'm using a 10-year-old laptop right now. It's a Sony Vaio. They don't even make those anymore. But because of the the video on it is small, it's not 4K. It's not even 1080p. It's something like even less than that because the video compression is or because the video resolution is not that hard. I'm able to live stream, but the video is really poor quality. I also noticed I can record a video with my laptop, and it doesn't take but a few minutes to upload because the video quality is so poor. It's not the better the quality, the longer it takes to upload. So really bad if I have really bad video, then it doesn't take so long to upload. But then again, no one wants to watch that really. But then again, it's easier to watch if your equipment's pretty old too. It's probably easier to watch one of my videos than it is one of those new ones. Huh. Well, I'm getting kind of tired. It's 12:06 here in the morning, so I technically want to do live stream every day, and now this is bridge the day to the next day. So I just wanted to do a quick one, but yeah, thanks for joining me. I'm gonna probably keter out here, and I work today later today, so I probably better wind down. Yeah, I work today later. Oh, it's 3:07 over where you're at. Yeah, that is time differences. So yeah, I gotta be somewhere and do some hard physical labor. So better keter out of here. So thanks for joining me and talking about stuff and like that. And well, I'll work on making these better and more professional. But part of me is like, this is about as good as it gets. We'll see. Just inevitably as I get better at doing stuff, things will improve. But I'm not that motivated right now to have like a big old studio and stuff. You know, it is what it is. All right. Good night. Take care and sleep well.